Hey, Leo. Hey, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. We are getting spiritual messages regarding your next move. Please keep in mind, Leo, that this message is not for every Leo placement, and that's okay. Take it as it resonates. Also, if you like how I read, you like that the fact that we talking about what your next move is, and it's a spiritual message from the universe, from your ancestors, for your highest good, from God, give it a like, give it a share, you know, subscribe, do the ritual thing. You got it. You know what I'm talking about. So let's get into it. All right. Spirit, what is the situation surrounding Leo and their next move? What is the situation surrounding Leo and their next move? What's the situation, Spirit, surrounding Leo and their next move? All right. So we have the Six of Blues. That's the Six of Cups. Okay. Page of Blues. The World. All right. So, of course, your energy is here. Your energy is here with the world, as well as Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. So, there may be some other fixed sign involved, or you may have any of these other zodiacs in your chart here, but it's not necessary. So at the bottom of the deck here, we have the 10 of axes, which is also in the traditional Rider-Waite, the 10 of swords, and getting a lot of childhood things going on here with the 6 of blues, which is the 6 of cups in the traditional Rider-Waite. However, you are more so, Leo, the older person here. It's like you're the parent or the caregiver, the guardian. You're that person. And then beside that, there is the Page of Blues, the Page of Cups. So I'm getting that this is about either your child, somebody that you've raised as your child, so your child, um, maybe even a mentee. Yeah. And it's like when they were younger, this was y'all, and maybe not necessarily in church, like this is depicting, but you were very close and very safe with each other, you know? And you may be somebody who identifies as masculine, feminine. You may identify as anywhere inside the binary, anywhere outside the binary. Please don't, you know, think that just because there are two feminine energies in this photo, in this card, that we are specifically talking about them. Hold on, please. I have to go close the door. My dog just came in. All right, I apologize, Leo. So there has been some real hurt in the situation. And but we're at a 10 right here. So we're at a place, because the world is also here. We're at a place where I feel like there is an opportunity to change the energy. So at 10, it can either end where you're breaking a cycle, or you go back into it with number one. So that's what I'm getting here, where the world, this opportunity is coming where either you or the child here, I'll just call him the child, has been betrayed or hurt by something. And there is an opportunity to shift the energy. Yeah, let's clarify the Page of Blues. Clarify the Page of Blues, please. Clarify the Page of Blues. This is the Eight of Roots, Eight of Pentacles, King of Blues, Tower. Yeah. I don't know if this is a situation where this person feels like you were never around for them. At some point in their life, maybe a point where they were very impressionable or they felt that they needed you. And, and their lives were falling apart. And you may have been seemingly so focused on work, meaning providing. Um, Although emotionally, because Leo, you're presenting here as the King of Blues. That's the King of Cups. Emotionally, you are somebody who is stable. You've always um, been there for them emotionally. Um, and I'm getting that because, people, perception is reality. And I'm getting that their perception of what happened in your presence there isn't the same as yours. Yeah, let's get some more clarification on this situation. Please clarify the situation for Leo. Please clarify the situation for Leo. Oh, there it is again. The Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Roots, Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Please clarify the situation for Leo. Clarify this situation for Leo regarding their next move. Okay. Bottom of the deck here. Yeah. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Yeah, so I don't know what it is that you do. If you are somebody who works in the community, like a community organizer or maybe even a doctor or a minister, pastor, therapist, plug it in, but the things that you do, not saying that what other folks don't do, the things that you do can possibly change the trajectory of folks' lives. So it's like you handle delicate situations. So you could even be a social worker. Yeah. But either way, there's the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords along with the Two of Swords. So yeah, this person, your child, it's like totally in their head about feeling betrayed and stuck. And it's all because, I'm getting that work took precedence. Work took precedence because we still have the Page of Swords here. We got more swords. This is all about communication as well. So although you may have been emotionally available, I'm not getting that they felt like it was communicated. They feel like an outsider. They feel like other people matter. Other people's problems matter more than theirs. Yeah. Other people's problems matter more than theirs. Yeah, let's get a clarification on this Real quick. Seven of Swords, please. Okay, Two of Swords. Let's get clarification on this Two of Swords. Where are they stuck? Where do they feel like? Clarify this Two of Swords, please, Spirit. Nine of Pentacles. Three of Wands. Yeah, there is like I said, there's an opportunity here to change the perception, because right now they are stuck in their head and they are looking for something from you. They are looking. That's why that Page of Swords was at the bottom, because they're looking. The Page of Swords is somebody who's like watching. They watching real hard. They're like waiting for you to fuck up. So they are looking for a return from you. They're looking for a sign of commitment, a sign that maybe you have expressed, but they didn't understand it, just because people perceive things differently. People receive information differently. Yeah. So what's the advice here? What's the advice for Leo? Advice from the universe, the advice from Leo's benevolent ancestors, the advice from you, Spirit, about their next move. What is the advice? 77 may be important to you, or maybe you see 777. What is the advice? Plus 88. That may be important to you as well. What is the advice? Okay, Justice popped out here. Knight of Cups. The Fool. One thing is to not give up. Bottom of the deck. This is promising. This is good energy. With the Six of Wands. The Fool is somebody who doesn't give up. They're like somebody. It's one of those things where, would you tell your child, if they are learning to ride a bike or learning to tie their shoes, when they don't get it right the first time, you need to just stop. AI figure it out. You know what I mean? It's This is that kind of situation. And there are you both receive, because this may involve more than one child, more than one mentee or whatever, but take it as it resonates. You all receive blessings from each other, and if there is a disconnect, um not saying that you won't receive blessings, however, there is limitations, because when we disconnect from a resource that has been providing blessings, we don't get those blessings. Does that make sense? So with Justice here, there has to be a, for lack of a better term, y'all may not be Christians, but this is a saying, a come to Jesus meeting. There has to be a come to Jesus meeting, first of all, with yourself. And then even with your child or mentee, whoever this person is to you, like, and be patient. The Knight of Cups is somebody who moves intentionally and slowly, and it may require an apology. It may require you to share some things that happened during the time that they felt that they needed you and maybe you weren't available. Share what was going on. Justice is all about being honest too, because they have the sword of truth. There's the scales of balance. And that's what needs to happen to get back into balance. You have to, you are going to have to be that person that takes that step. You're going to have to be that person that takes that step. And it's not going to be an easy step. And like I said, it may require to share some things that were going on that maybe they would not have understood with a younger mind. But now that they're older, it's not that you got to tell them all your business, but change their perspective in order to start anew, in order to um, welcome in real, true forgiveness. Open their hearts, you know, help them open their hearts. All right, let's get the final message for you here, Leo. Final message regarding Leo's next move. Final message regarding Leo's next move. All right. Oh, date night. Okay. So if this, okay, I know it says date night, but I hope you get the meaning behind it. Plan something that you and your child, you and your children, you and your mentee like doing. Not necessarily something that y'all did back in the day when they were younger, when they were a child, unless, you know, they still have an interest in that. But it's like, what are they interested in now? Or even inviting them over. That's what I'm hearing, inviting them over for their favorite meal to have a conversation, you know, not at a restaurant because there's too much going on, but at a place where you can be open and honest and talk. And yeah, yeah, because there is distance. There may be some physical distance between y'all, but there's definitely emotional distance between y'all. Yeah. It's like plan a time. It doesn't necessarily have to be at night, y'all. Plan a time where it's just y'all and you're spending it together and you're talking about it. It's not a blame night. It's where people take accountability. And I'm hearing that, you know, be open to what they may say. They may say some harsh things, but just remember that these things are coming from a place of hurt, and it may not be exactly how they feel. And don't make this the only time that y'all spend time like this together. All right, Leo. All right. I hope this helps. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I post content specific to you, Leo. And until next time, bye, y'all.